So many of us, especially women, are exhausted long before December even arrives. Not because we're weak and not because we can't handle life, but because we have inherited generations of expectations that taught us to equate love with labor and worth with overgiving. And this time of year amplifies all of it. The decorating, the meals, the emotional load of family dynamics, the hosting, the shopping, the remembering everyone's preferences, and the unspoken belief that if we don't do it, it won't get done. Or worse, if we don't do it perfectly, then somehow we failed. And I want to gently unravel that today, not from judgment, not from rebellion, but from remembrance. For many women, December is not just a holiday season. It is an annual performance review that we never signed up for. It's a month where invisible labor becomes hyper visible and yet still remains unacknowledged. It's the month where our presence often gets replaced by our productivity, where doing becomes the currency of belonging. And the truth is, most of us never chose this. We inherited it. We absorbed it from our mothers and our grandmothers who survived by anticipating needs and smoothing edges and holding emotional landscapes together. So today we are going to explore how we got here and how we walk a gentler and truer path forward. I want to share a couple personal realizations that opened up for me when I was in Avalon. I was unpacking any remaining strands of guilt that I had. And one that came up was that I was not doing more for my dad right now, who has cancer. And those are the words that kept echoing: doing and more. Because nothing was wrong. Nothing had been neglected, but the guilt was there anyway. And so I sat with it. And what I discovered was it wasn't about my dad. It was the blueprint I learned from my mother. My mother loved me unconditionally, and that love felt so true and was so true. But my mother also loved through doing, constant doing, relentless doing. Love for her was expressed in tasks and service and sacrifice. And so I braided those things together inside of myself. Love meant effort. Love meant responsibility. Love meant tasks, and love meant more. And for me, that version of service often feels heartless and automatic and performed. It is a reflex and often carries resentment, but not presence. So here I am, a grown woman, trying to untangle this braid, relearning love as presence and relearning that warmth doesn't require performance, and relearning that I can show up wholeheartedly without abandoning myself. And maybe you are too. It was quite interesting because just a couple of weeks before my trip, my sister came over, and it was the first time she saw my husband Mark since his heart attack. And she had texted me many times after his heart attack asking what gifts she could send him, what he would like. She wanted to do something for him. She wanted to buy him something and send it to him. And when she was coming, she was like, let me bring dinner. Come, let me do this for y'all. And I said, please just bring yourself. And she came in the door, and he was standing at the stove in his apron, and she saw him and just was overwhelmed by emotion. When somebody experiences a heart attack and you're with them, I got to see him rebounding and getting back to normal. But for her, she had not laid eyes on him. And this was the first time she really felt that he's okay. And she grabbed him and she hugged him and she held him and she cried. And the next day we were laying in bed, Mark and I, and he brought that up. And he choked up telling me about how amazing that made him feel. There is nothing she could have wrapped up to give him that feeling of being loved and appreciated, to have somebody in so much gratitude for your health and your wellness that they are crying and holding you. It was a gift she could not buy. She could only be. So I kept reflecting back on that as I began unbraiding this love from doing and knowing that presence truly is the gift. I want to tell you too that if you are tired this season, exhaustion is often a boundary. It is not a flaw. Exhaustion is your body whispering, I'm crossing lines that I didn't consent to. I'm carrying what was never mine. I am giving from depletion and not devotion. This is why December dread isn't laziness. It's wisdom. It's your body remembering that it was never meant to be the engine to everyone's holiday. You were meant to be the heartbeat, not the machinery. And we moved away from earth wisdom. Earth wisdom would have you know that this is the season to go within, to root deeper, to quiet down, to nourish, to restore, to rest. And instead, we made it the more holiday. Do more, eat more, drink more, party more, get out more, buy more, all of the things. And we've created this imbalance that largely rests on women. And we have to start recoding that remembering that our restoration and that we can give, but it must be from devotion. There is a pattern that many of us fall into, myself included, that we want everything to feel magical. We want everyone to feel held, and we don't want anybody to be disappointed. But underneath that is fear. The fear that if I don't give enough, I won't be enough. And this is how self-erasure became wrapped in tinsel and called tradition. And y'all, that's not magic. None of the magic that you are trying to create can be felt if you're not in the room. If your presence is replaced by performance, if your warmth is replaced by depletion. We've been conditioned to believe that burnout is the price of belonging. But belonging built on burnout it's not belonging. It's bondage. It is a cage that we have built and put ourselves in. And a lot of time the door is open and yet we stay. So how do we shift it? How do we fly, yo? We begin with one simple question. And it's not how much can I do? It's how present can I be? Presence changes everything. Presence turns a simple moment into connection. It turns a small gathering into nourishment. It turns a quiet evening into a memory. If you ask my daughter what the best thing that happened between us last week is, I sat on the couch and I played with her hair while she watched TV. It's all she wanted. That's a pretty easy ask. I didn't want to say, well, I've got to do this and this and this and this. I'm sure I could find those things to list. But what a simple act to be requested to just be there. So yes, I can do that. A few years ago, we also switched our Christmas Eve from hustle tasks to reindeer games, and it is now among our favorite holiday traditions. We play games and we laugh and we have a good time together. We also bring in a lasagna from a restaurant. We eat on paper plates so that cleanup is really fast and easy. There's tons of things that would not make it on the "this is a perfect Christmas Eve" list, but it's perfect for us because we're focusing on the fun that we share with each other. You do not need to make magic. You are the magic. And when you allow yourself to be present without performance, your family actually receives more of you, not less. Those little things that you think make Christmas a lot of them go unnoticed. In fact, a lot of times our resentment is felt because we've done all the things and they go unacknowledged. Sister, let me tell you, just don't do them. Instead of resenting them because you put forth the effort, be with them instead. That's what they crave. So here are a few gentle invitations for you this season. Choose one thing that matters the most to you. Not the top 10 things that you want to do, but the one thing that you know will fill your heart. Maybe have each person in the family choose the one thing. Choose the one movie. Choose the one cookie. I used to be in the cookie trap where I would decide that we're making the 10 varieties of cookies, and we got started with a bang, and by the end of it, I am so irritated because I'm the only man standing. The kitchen's a freaking wreck. Nobody's helping. What am I doing? Everybody pick your favorite and then contribute. Come and help me make the cookies and then help me clean the kitchen. This is not a one-woman operation. Let others help. Shared labor creates shared humanity. It invites them into the process. And if you can release the control that everything has to be a certain way, you will enjoy that process more. I usually start decorating November 1st, but I was away this year and decided I would just wait. And we waited until after this very late Thanksgiving to get started. And I said, hey guys, it's all hands on deck. You will help me with all of it. The up and down the stairs to get everything out, the lights on the tree, the ornaments on the tree. And we got what we could do done. There's still a lot that I usually do, and I don't think I'm going to do it this year because the house feels festive and I feel happy, and that feels like enough to me. Here is something else. Allow your inner child to choose one experience that feels like wonder. For me, we ride around and look at Christmas lights. I love it. We actually get fast food and milkshakes and pile in the car and have a Christmas sing-along while we track down the houses with the craziest lights, or the lights set to music, or the ones that have every inch of the yard decorated. It might look tacky as could be, but we track those houses down and we have the best time. And that feels like wonder. It makes me feel childlike to have my milkshake and my Christmas carols loud, screaming in the car with my children, and I love it. Allow yourself to say, that's too much for me this year. There is no explanation needed. That is enough. And remember that your resentment is a signal that presence is missing. If you feel resentment rising, you are giving from fear and not from love. And the beautiful thing, love doesn't need your perfection, only your presence. So what if this season became the first one where you didn't abandon yourself? What if your presence, your full, alive, grounded presence, was the actual gift? Not the tasks, not the performance, not the perfect holiday, not the perfect meal, just you, your laugh, your warmth, your beingness. This is what people remember. Those hugs, that presence, your being with them. That is what people crave. That is what you are always meant to give. So if you feel tired this year, if you feel stretched thin, if you feel that familiar pressure building, let this truth settle into your bones. You were never meant to earn love through effort. You are meant to offer love through presence. And presence requires you be whole, not hollowed out. As you move through the remaining part of this month, may you remember you are allowed to rest. You are allowed to choose differently. You are allowed to be enough without overgiving. And most of all, your presence is the gift. It always has been. If you are looking to give me a gift this season, leave a comment and share what is one shift you can make to be more present this holiday season. Not only do I want to know, but your comments really change how the platform shares this content. Thank you for watching, and happy holidays.